Hi, my name's Taylor MacDonald, and my poem is called 17 Years. 17 years for you to take responsibility. 17 years for you to learn how to be a good father. And yet, you've still failed. My feelings never mattered, so I never opened up to you. Because when I did, you would say that I was stupid. I had to force myself just to come and see you. In the car on the way there, 12-year-old me sat in the back seat, thinking of any excuse to turn the car around just so I could go home. Because your house felt like hell. You never created a home for me. It never felt like a home to me. I never stood up against you. I cowered in fear of your opinion. I let your words slice open my skin and pour the salt of your thoughts into the open wounds. 16 years. It took me 16 years to finally have enough. Enough of my ears ringing from your yells. Enough of asking mom, why is dad so angry all the time? 16 years to finally tell you how I feel. Well, it's been a year since that happened, and we still don't talk. It was my turn, Dad. It was my turn to cut you open and pour the salt of my thoughts into your wounds, and you couldn't even give me that. We don't talk because you couldn't listen. At family gatherings, you don't say a word to me. You don't even look in my direction. I'm a fly on the wall to you. And I hate you for that, for how you treated me, for how you think I'm in the wrong, for how you think you are in the right. You look at my boyfriend with jealousy because he's the man in my life and you're not, because he treats me better than you ever have. Dads are supposed to set the example for how a man is supposed to treat their daughters, but I had to figure that out on my own. I wish you were different. In my dreams, you're a completely different person. You're someone who would comfort me, someone who had what it takes to be a good dad. In my dreams, you're not my dad at all. I'm not even sure that I miss you. I miss the thought of you. I miss the version of you that I created in my head. Thank you.
This is horrifying. Okay. My name's Randy Williams, and the title of my poem is You Never Sent Me a Postcard from Vietnam. My dad said, stop living in the past, but after everything that has happened, I find it hard not to. You never sent me a postcard from Vietnam, yet you were always there. You tried to run far, far away from that place, but you couldn't escape those forests. You couldn't escape the war. And I'm sorry that that was the case. I'm sorry you were sent to that war. I'm sorry you were convinced to enlist into a carnage you didn't know. I'm sorry that the government didn't know how to welcome you back home. Your family didn't welcome you back home. Your sister didn't welcome you back home. Your wife didn't welcome you back home, but that insane asylum welcomed you back home. You never sent me a postcard from Vietnam, and now you don't even send me birthday cards. My dad says to stop living in the past, but it's hard not to reread the postcards you have sent me over the years. And after all these years of rereading, I found one postcard from Vietnam. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nevaeh Condino, and the name of my poem is Thunder. Thunder. The dark clouds fill the sky, pushing the once warm sun behind its gloomy blanket. The relentless pounding of the rain as it hits the cold, damp pavement echoes throughout my head like a steady African drum. But I feel at peace regardless of the rain's sorrowful song. I feel at ease. Even as she roars, I feel content. Why, you ask? Because it shows that nature cries like me, that nature needs to scream sometimes, just as I do. Nature is not afraid to speak her mind, to remind us it's okay to cry. Her sorrowful melody comforts me like no other. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lila Crawley, and my poem's entitled, What do you notice first? My hair or my skin? How my language, which was meant to be native to me, is foreign to me. How we don't look alike. Can I touch your hair? I hear, then feel the tug on my curls, not given the chance to answer, pulling on a curl, watching it spring up and down. Then they say, your hair is so different, and it almost feels like an insult. I used to wish my hair was straight, wish my hair was blonde. I wish to conform and to not stand out. The loudest part about me is my hair, a mystery to those around. I'm too white for black people, too black for white people. I'm living double lives to please others, but I'm never pleased with myself. A mutt is how I'm described. Black, white, Dominican, Portuguese. Parts of me divided into categories. And I wonder what it's like to be just me entirely. What are you mixed with? I'm mixed with silent treatments and no privacy. I'm mixed with crowded rooms and loud gatherings. I'm mixed with love and disappointment. I am mixed with so much more than just my race. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Caleb Jones, and this is my poem, A Better Me Now. You should ask me how I was a couple years ago. I would tell you that my life was a wreck. I would tell you that life meant nothing a couple years ago. I had accepted my fate, and I let the world around me crumble, ashes and dust. It was all I had. Just the thought of living made my stomach ache. I could not see the beauty in life. I could only feel the pain that it brought me. The scratches on my back brought to me by the devil on my shoulder. The pain that kept me up at night. The pain that destroyed my confidence. The pain that makes breathing in thin air pollute my lungs with stale memories. But I've changed. I've grown. Yet I still feel the pain that life brought to me. I still see the scratches and the scars. I still hear the voices. I still can't see the purpose of going on. I can't help but feel useless, like I can't control my own life, like a puppet tied up by strings, being controlled by the ones around it, being tugged and pulled in both directions, slowly being ripped apart. But I've changed. I've grown. Yet it's still so hard to get out of bed in the morning. Still hurts to keep going on, but I must. My chapter has only just begun. This book that you read might bring you to tears, but don't let them be tears of sadness. Let them be tears of joy, tears of love, tears of overcoming life's struggles. I used to want a better version of myself, yearning for a different outcome, believing that there was more. But at last, I find nothing. And like I said before, I've changed and I've grown, and I'm a better me now.
My name is Cesar Armstrong, and my poem is titled Forgotten Morals. I just moved back to the block my mom grew up on. Yeah, my shit's Section 8, but I got a garage, though. The first thing my mom showed me when I moved in was the bullet holes in the neighbor's door. Said now, when winter rolls around, that crib will never get warm. All I could think to myself was, damn, they must have been fighting wars, but as I thought more into it, I could only conjure two words: forgotten morals. See, today they'll kill a kid because he messed their order up or stab a little girl in the village green. Why? Your guess is as good as mine, but the nature of it hurts. I haven't seen a wrongful death since my sister was in that hearse, and since then, it's only gotten worse. Like, how do you line wood chips with white chalk? Back in the day when a kid died, it was a stray, but today they'll spin a playground because a kid was led astray and no one ever taught him the right way. His pops was out the picture, so his brother grabbed the gat, or the hammer, the tool, whatever you say when you think of that, and he fired. Bullets sprayed out of the Mac. He hit his target in his back. Who was his target? It was little Keys. He was running laps. He would have done great there on that track, but that strat, to hit the corner just to get a stack, to buy new spikes, maybe a Nike bag, is the reason they rested next to him as they lowered his coffin.
Hi, everyone. My name's Joanne Gibb,
And my name's Chrissy Taylor.
and today we're reading We Don't Call It Love Anymore.
You send a simple text, you up, like that's romantic. Manic midnight hearts feel something so frantic. But I'm tired of playing it cool. Every time I end up feeling like the fool.
You come through but never stay, leave your scent and walk away. You hold me like I'm something near, but vanish like you were never there.
You say, no drama, let's just keep this light. But I still lay alone at night.
We act like we've got something real, but can't fake the way I feel. Your hands are warm, your words are not. You know my body, but not my thoughts.
I laugh this off like none of this hurts me, but the silence wraps around me and it burns me. I tell you, it's chill. I play into your game, but all along, I've been lying to myself.
This isn't love. It's a different type of crime. A pretty face, a practice line, a temporary kind of high that always ends up with why.
I want someone who who texts me, just checking in, not someone who dips once the light turns dim. Someone who learns my favorite songs, not just someone to be replaced.
But we don't call it love these days. We call it fun and look away, but deep down we want more, and we miss the love we're not fighting for. Thank you.
My name is Janae Martier, and I'm performing My First Heartbreak. You took my love for granted. No, you took our relationship for granted. No, you took me for granted. You broke and put me together. You picked me up and held me down, drowning. Made me believe that this would be different again. So I'm choosing to stop waiting for you to change. I hope you find the peace you wouldn't stop talking about. I hope you never make the mistakes like you did that hurt me to them. That hurt me when you left me to ache, longing for a figure who can love and protect me. Is that too much to ask of you? Is it too much for you for me to be your daughter? Or is it too much for you to be a father? Father, father.
Thank you.
My name is Eliza Bunchu. I'll be reciting We the People. Oligarchy. Can I get a part of speech? Noun. Can I get a definition? A small group of people having control over a country, organization, or institution. Can you use that in a sentence? We the people resist this present oligarchy. 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 Nation. Can I get a part of speech? Noun. Can I get a definition? A large body of people united. Can you use it in a sentence? We the people are not one nation. 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 Indivisible. Can I get a part of speech? Adjective. Can I get a definition? Unable to be separated or divided. Can you use that in a sentence? We the people are not indivisible. Indivisible. Indivisibile. Indivisible. Liberty. Can I get a part of speech? Noun. Can I get a definition? The state of being free from oppression imposed by authority. Can you use that in a sentence? We the people demand liberty. Justice. Can I get a part of speech? Noun. Can I get a definition? Fair or just treatment. Can you use that in a sentence? We the people demand justice. All. Can I get a part of speech? Pronoun. Can I get a definition? Used to refer to the whole group of people. Can you use that in a sentence? We the people means all of us. All. A-L-L. All. Injustice. Can I get a part of speech? Noun. Can I get a definition? Lack of fairness or justice. Can you use that in a sentence? We the people say injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Civil. Can I get a part of speech? Adjective. Can I get a definition? Courteous or polite. Can you use that in a sentence? We the people can no longer be civil. Civil. C-I-V-I-L. Civil. Disobedience. Can I get a part of speech? Noun. Can I get a definition? Failure or refusal to obey rules given by someone in authority. Can you use that in a sentence? We the people must engage in good trouble, necessary disobedience. Disobedience. D-I-S-O-B-E-D-I-E-N-C-E. Disobedience. Freedom. Can I get a part of speech? Noun. Can I get a definition? The power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. Can you use that in a sentence? We the people want our freedom back. Freedom. F-R-E-E-D-O-M. Freedom. Thank you.
My name is Nayeli Guardado, and my poem is called Can You See Me? See my face, see my body. Your careless gaze won't set me free. Will you be disappointed when I fail to exceed your half-witted expectations? See my hope, see my soul. You fail to see beyond my skin, so different than yours in this world we live in, beyond labels given to me by those who could care less of my ambition, feel my heart, feel my touch. Show me the positivity you preach so much yet fear to practice. When will you hear my voice? For the words I speak so loud become silent to your arrogance by choice. Your hopes for me are too high. When will you see me? When will you release me from your chains of pride into the sky and let me fly free? When will you let me be me? Thank you.
My name is Morgan Mueller, and I will be reciting Shooting Sunshine. My shirt is sunshine yellow, my favorite one today. We had cookies for snack time and got to go outside and play. My best friend Lily shared her crayons, the sparkly kind that shine. Everything felt happy. Everything felt fine. Then the loud noise in the hall. Not like when we play. Teacher went still like a statue today. Lights went sleepy, all dark and gray. We went under desks, didn't know what to say. Big shoes walked by the door. Thump, thump, slow. Then a shout, then no sound, nothing to know. My friend's hand squeezed mine really, really tight. My tummy felt funny, like when it's not right. Teacher said quiet, her voice was small. We stayed down low, not moving at all. Dust on the floor, I drew a little star, wishing on it to be far, far away from here. Then more loud bangs were inside our room. Everything shook like a big bad boom. I closed my eyes tight, whispered to my mom, just wanting to go home where it's quiet and calm. A young life was lost today, the TV wailed. Found in a classroom within a frozen scene, a little girl in a sunshine yellow shirt lies unidentifiable and dead. Thank you.
My name is Aiden Katinas, and I will be reciting What Can We Afford? Of our bodies, afford us a choice. Of our freedom, afford us a voice. If you could only afford the promises you made, millions might rejoice. For we can't afford the world you've built, where women must be riddled with guilt when they can't afford to have the child you force them to, and once they're born, they might as well not exist to you. Guns and drugs and hate crimes, oh my, how can you afford to let these children die, in class or on the street, making the mothers you forced to be cry? But we can afford it. That's what they said. They've insured it. Our future is safe because soon our problems will all be deported. And after, we'll all be able to afford food and houses and the funerals for the thousands who die each year to the wanton violence you so readily endorse. But you'll solve that too with a show of violent military force. Executive order after order, our executive does not want order. He craves the cacophony of crying kids and calls for help he could easily answer but refuses. In favor of rounding real, live people up in concentration camps because they're ruining the economy. Sound familiar? Even saying black or trans or pride might as well be a war crime. And now all our war heroes who DIE for our country are all DEIs? How does this help? How does this work? How long must we begging like dogs yelp for the responsibilities you so casually shirk to the side, watching you instead give speeches like earwigs, crawling inside with their sole goal to further divide the people who chose you to lead? Your foul, insatiable greed has brought the nation to its knees, and from the gaping wound in its throat which you've carved, it shall bleed. Where's the remorse? You got your support through your lies and charm just so you could afford to ignore all the countless lives you harm. We can't afford to make America safe, free, or diverse. We can only afford to make America great again by condemning it to a hearse. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Daniel D'Souza, and I'll be reciting Purpose. My birth, we never question our purpose. Why live, as well as why are we here? These questions don't come up as much as they should. Is there not more to life than living and dying? These feelings, love, kindness, compassion, for one another can't be explained by just chemicals. Yet still most wander aimlessly, no question asked. Truly a sad sight. Despite our terrible nature, we call ourselves good people, still not following our own moral compass, becoming hypocrites to everyone, even ourselves. They enforce morality as objective, guilt splattering over our hearts like blood. They judge others and don't see the greater purpose standing in front of them. Christ calls to them, they close their eyes. Christ calls to them, they cover their ears. Christ calls to them. They open their mouths. They do all this to remove the truth standing in front of them, not searching for what the truth is and remaining in their blatant ignorance. But once renewed by Christ, accepting their weakness and his forgiveness, everything changes. Their brain starts filling with scripture, a realization that someone died on a cross for all sin. This someone sent by God, humble in all of his glory, dying for all, even for those who have rejected him. The sacrifice surpassing evil and triumphing over sin. The gracious sacrifice is the rising sun. The prosperity brought by the rising sun being shown through its followers. The grass that was once stained, now fully grown to spread its fullness. Finally, through the rising sun and its light, peace, love, and righteousness reveal that this is purpose. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Gia, and I'll be reading Half-Hearted Faith. It's become so normal to not follow his word. They go about their daily lives, they sin and sin again, no regrets. It's become so normal, they put the words God first in their bios, then they cuss out their classmates. They post Bible verses on their story, then they make fun of a special needs student. They go to church on Sundays and they gossip to their friends. They say, oh yeah, I'm Christian, but I don't be doing all that. It's become so normal. If you didn't ask, you wouldn't even be able to tell that they're Christian. You claim you're a believer, yet you lack faith. It's become so normal. Revelations 3:16. So then you are lukewarm, and neither cold nor hot. I will vomit you out of my mouth. Lukewarmness has settled comfortably in the church.
I'm Melina, and my poem is titled Always the Distraction. I want to be kind to others. To be a distraction is to be a bad friend. So if I don't move, they can comprehend. But what happens to me? Where does all that energy go, and who is to blame? I'm told to sit still, so I learn to sit on my hands. But my legs still move, and my feet still swing. My legs swing back and forth, back and forth, back. Back when I was young, it was just childish energy, but now I feel compelled to apologize deeply, apologize so many I'm sorries that the phrase has lost all meaning. I'm so sorry I didn't hear you, I wasn't paying attention, it was an accident. Only I'm not sorry, not anymore at least. My sorrow has turned to anger, to frustration, to rage. My deepest apologies that I don't have enough chill for you. And I'm so sorry that I talk so fast and you can't understand me. And then the realization hits. The realization that when I don't move, I'm stuck, unable to move on from friends, arguments, perspectives, emotions, the past. I'm stuck like my hands under my legs, glued to my chair. As I fight to move, just to think that I will always be a distraction. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Avery, and my poem's called Alarm. Yeah? Okay. Oh, and by the way, don't be alarmed when you come over. Don't be alarmed when we drive you home, cartoon voices chatter from an iPad, the play bar being dragged back just a second, repeating the same words over and over again. Don't be alarmed when the finger pressing the play button belongs to a boy of 6 feet, towering over, making you feel so damn small. And you try to introduce yourself to him, air trapped in your lips, holding its titter, trapped inside your lungs. Hello there, silence. He doesn't say anything back. Yeah, I don't know why. His brain cells amalgamated together, a miracle of science, and even given the fortune to speak. Don't be alarmed when I come up to you, dropping details of my flesh and blood I sure didn't want to spill. Mom pressured me to, wanting me to warn you about my brother, like he was a landmine you had to step around. Do they know about Andrew being autistic? No, Mom, they don't care. Only you do, really. And you really don't seem like it at times. She cares so much she posts on Facebook, fishing for sympathy when you don't even have empathy for him. She's got them hook, line, and sinker. Don't be alarmed if you hear her yelling about how she wished he was normal, or even more, wasn't born, about how she wished she detected it before so she could get rid of this parasite. Don't be alarmed when in public you notice people staring, their eyes glued to his hands flapping back and forth, tracing their way up to you, piercing into you, detecting you, pitying you. Don't be alarmed when mom tells you about how she wishes she had one normal kid, playing football on the weekends, obeying any and all commands, instead of kids who are artistic or autistic. And dad, yelling at him, acting like he broke a window for baseball, when in reality, he cried. He showed emotion. To tell the truth, I feel like I'm being held against my will. I didn't ask for this, for my brother to be such a weirdo. I wish he could be normal. I wish he could be like everyone else. Don't be alarmed when guilt consumes you for wishing he wasn't related to you, wishing you could laugh at him just like everyone else. Don't be alarmed. Thank you.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Peter.
I'm Beckett.
And our poem is As We Grow Up.
As we grow up, we leave Bacchus behind.
This generation is on a sharp decline.
John Pork got shot. Tim Cheese is a felon. We can't believe the stories they're telling.
I'm in the thick of it. Everybody knows.
They know me where it snows.
I skied and they froze.
I don't know nothing.
About no ice.
I'm just cold.
All I hear is brain rot, or so I've been told.
TikTok is rotting our brains.
We high-key might be cooked.
Wait, who went to jail?
Diddy got booked. YouTube and Insta.
The reels aren't the same.
When I watch Google Giggles,
I feel so much pain. My friends talk about sports.
No, not about hockey.
When we're in the theater, all we hear is
chicken jockey. Information overload.
Our minds decay.
Scrolling has taken
most of our days. But as we grow up,
we must make ourselves stop
ourselves from consuming
so much brain rot.
Hi, my name is Kira, and I will be reading Underwater. I was drifting, floating. I am drenched in the waves of life. I want to be free, living how I dream of. Sometimes I just want to let go, let the tidal overcome me. Yesterday was close, yet now so far. Today is closer, but out of reach. Tomorrow is yet to appear. This world, a deep dark, an abyss we can't get out of without drowning. Without thinking, breathe. Without thinking, swim. Without thinking, try. I will thrash as my lungs weigh me down, struggle against rapids. You'd never know the anchor dragging me down, same weight as yours, but different loads. My brain says fight, swim, thrash, reach. My legs say wait, stop, sleep, give up. My body can't stop the fight. Internal battle, my last hope, last survival instinct. I float, try to breathe, come up for air I can't survive with. Someday I'll reach it, the clean air of uncorrupt, of innocence and comfort, stability. I carry the burden that will lessen, my anchor will rust and crumble. I believe in my body, my ability to rise above the water. I never want to sink, to drown. I will never get torn apart, pulled to bone and organ. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Annabella DiGiacomo. I'll be reading my poem, The Story That Was Never Told. Years of struggle had kept her weak, loose, and limp. She had the whole world surrounding her, soaking her, drowning her inside this box. They kept cupping in water till there was only a sliver left of air. People looked in, but no one cared to help. Scared to give out their hand, cared to pull her out. She tried pushing on the glass, guess she wasn't strong enough. Mentally, physically, she gave her all, yet this water was heavy. In the chest with reflecting memories and ripples that felt like his fingertips. The ones that used to burn into her skin. Every moment was a reminder of a time she was beyond weak, feeble, stuck frozen with no voice. It was her fault. So within this box, she had to find herself. Had to make a decision while grasping for air. She had to decide whether to embrace it, make it part of her story, or give up and live under the water. So she took it, accepted the fact that he had so much power that had hurt her, and left his handprints on her. No matter how many times she dries off, she will forever be damp. And she is me. Thank you.
My name is Layla Rabeau, and the title of my poem is Perfection. A canvas of skin, a painting of pain, a masterpiece of struggle, a portrait of perfection that's hard to hold dear. The scale's cold whisper, a siren's call, a beckoning to perfection that's bound to fall. The numbers cry a soft scream, begging for help, a pain from restriction that's hard to bear. The mirror's gaze, a cold, disordered view, the eyes that stare back, they aren't you. A labyrinth of longing that's hard to navigate without, the need of perfection, the feeling of doubt. The voice of criticism, a relentless beat, the words that echo, a mantra of fear, a whispered refrain that's hard to clear. The shattered fragments of your mind shouldn't have to be defined by the eyes that stare back, the words that haunt you, the soft screams for help. There's still a chance to heal, a chance to start anew, a chance to love every part of you. Thank you.
Is that working, guys? Good morning, everyone. My name is Rodrigo Silva de Maros. That's my first time I'm reciting my poem in a poem event, so appreciate it. And I just excited and excited, so thanks so much. Okay, let's start. My poem is, the first one that I'm reciting is To Be Different. It's tough to be different. When I say I'm different for everyone, there are two principal directions they follow. Or they treat me as a poor toddler of the society, or they treat me as someone dispensable with errors. I feel badly overwhelmed in this ignorant race, and they are protected by our blind society even. But I feel really upset when everybody feels sorry to me, like I need assistance for everything here. And they think otherwise I can deal with myself. I don't want to make them aware about me, but I don't want to be treated as a clown. I want to be different and treated as equal. Thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate it.
I'm gonna stop. My name is Mary Steinhelber, and my poem is titled Listen to Me. I know what it's like to feel ignored. Not ignored in a conversation, not ignored as I raise my hand in class, but ignored while people are slaughtered, ignored while I speak up about genocide, ignored because there's a more trendy war in the Middle East, ignored because no one knows what Armenia is. Armenia is beautiful, but Christians are forced into concentration camps. Armenia is the first Christian country, but other Christians cover their eyes as another Armenian child dies of neglect. Armenian has delicious food, but many Armenians can't eat it because of the Azerbaijanis replacing it with a daily beating. Armenia is small, but we will not stop talking about our culture. We will not stop talking about the horrors our brothers and sisters face every day. We will not stop talking until people know we've been attacked since 1912. We will not stop until we're safe. There is a genocide in Armenia. Thank you.
Good morning. My poem is labeled Mental Struggles Will End. My name is Amario. Take care of yourself. Take care of your mental health. The depression will fade. Take care, my child. You are not alone in the room crying endlessly. You are not alone when stuff falls to doom. Mental health, illnesses, problems are all titles just as real as you and I. The storm will pass like they all have before. This time we will together dose the mania and toast the manics. This monster attacks all of us, both weak and strong. It has brought down the best and not so the best people. Must we let it prevail? Certainly not. To tame this vicious beast, we must reach out for support, take what's good for our well-being. Do some arts, throw some darts, do a little dance, crying in a stance helps too. Fight a pillow, eat some mellow marshmallows. Keep your head up, my child, we will get up there. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Riverend Dubner, and I will be reciting Innocent Until Proven Guilty. It started in Eden, not with a crime scene, but a bite, a whisper, a woman blamed. They say Eve sinned first, but Adam bit too. 2 hearts, 1 fall. And we've been calling sin justice ever since. Innocent until proven guilty. Sounds holy, but in courtrooms it is just a lie dressed in a suit. The rich don't need fig leaves. They've got lawyers, NDAs, and a clean record bought with dirty money. The poor, stamped guilty before the gavel even drops. Money hides sins. Power rewrites truth. And if you're broke, your innocent better come with proof. So what does it mean? In a world where Adam and Eve stay blamed, but Wall Street wolves walk free. We say innocent until proven guilty, but live in a system where we are all just guilty until proven innocent. Thank you.
Sorry. Okay. My name is Leah DeRusso, and this is my poem, Becoming. I was born a little girl with hands wide enough to hold the world, big enough to cradle dreams, bold enough to set them free, a gentle spark with scraped up knees, and curiosity woven through my veins. But childhood slipped by like shadows changing shape, always there, but never again the same. Now I wear this skin like borrowed clothes, tight in all the wrong places. Some days I feel sewn together by hands that didn't follow my design, and I meet my eyes in the mirror and wonder when they stopped looking like mine. They tell me that I'm beautiful, but only if my waist curves like an hourglass. Then they'd stop time to admire if my voice stays quiet, sweet and sugar-laced. They'd hush the room just to taste, and my words are a poem that the world keeps rewriting in ink that I never chose, and my body a language they think speaks louder than I do, and my hopes are soft embers held in trembling palms. Always one breath away from burning out beneath the weight of expectation. I wish they would see me. I wish they would see me more than a canvas for their projections, more than a body caught between silence and splinters. Too much and never enough. But I am not theirs to define. I am a work of art, shaped by time, painted with dreams. A poem unedited, every line, every word exactly where it should be. I am a girl between spaces, a sentence not yet ended, still blooming, still breaking, still learning, still becoming. Not finished, not flawless, but I'm entirely my own, a mosaic of every moment that tried to shatter me and every one that I survived. I am not what they named me, not what they shaped me to be. I am the author now. Pen in hand, voice steady. Becoming not what they expected, but what I want to be. Thank you.
I'm Rennell Armstrong, and this is The Burdens of a Dysfunctional Family. I carry stress, the stress of a fatherless home, the silhouette of a man whose location's unknown, the aggression pent up with no place to go, my emotions balled up like a withered rose, a family that seems like a glass half empty. I carry trauma, the trauma of a family riddled with addiction and suicide, the image of my uncle with no more fight to give, the sound of pills in my sister's hand, the feeling of help a new bottle or freshly rolled blunt brings the grieving youth. I carry unreal expectations. The unreal expectation of doing everything correctly the first time. The unreal expectation of holding together a family too selfish to notice their own wrongdoings. The unreal expectation of being a man and just sucking it up. The unreal expectation to not express how much I'm truly hurting. The unreal expectation to just be okay.
My name is Brady Kundle, and my poem is titled Surprise. The words I spew, my blood dripping on the page, my love, my life, my muse, my way, my boundless heart, love I cannot gauge. I'll say it in another way. 我特别爱你，非常可以，必不可少，很美丽， together forever, you and me. Soaring into the rafters, my soul floats to the sky, my happily ever after, the girl I call mine. I have just one question. I hope I'm not too late. Sophia Lewis, this year's prom, will you be my date? Thank you.
My name's Nariah Turner, and my poem's called The Call of the Bottle. The bottle called her, begging to be opened, to be consumed, hoping she would give in, to surrender to its complete control. And with every call of the bottle, she answered. She let it steer her every move, her strength dissipating with each sip she took, losing herself completely, her life unwinding, and I had to watch. I had to watch it control her like its puppet, controlling everything, her behavior and her words, making her utter vile and hateful things, tearing me down, pushing me away. I had to watch her rely on it like life support, dragging her to a place of no return, killing her slowly. I had to watch it turn her into an unrecognizable monster, the monster I still remember today. A monster that I used to love and admire. A monster I used to call my mom. A monster I promised my family, children, and myself I would never become. But now I too hear the call of the bottle. Thank you.
All right. Hello, my name's Lily Raposo. My poem's called Talking with the Dark. I sit out here and wait for a friend, only darkness is here with me. The dark is evil, rumor has it, but I'll still sit with it, moonlit. A life full of light does delight, but a blight might prove you're not ready for the dark. So I sit and wait for it to give me a hug, but that's not how this works. It's me, the dark, and a few faraway bugs being a guest in the rest of this tapestry's patchwork. The dark can't bark or remark, it stays silent and waits with me. We both long for a friend in each other's company as I sit down and start to speak, talking with the dark. The dark doesn't care who you are. It listens and doesn't help heal the scar, but it's better than being alone by far. I could go and talk to human friends, but the darkness's ghastly alliance transcends, and I like the forest floors behind closed doors matriarch, so I'll still be here talking with the dark. The dark is an indifferent friend that leaves me over here and stays at the far end. The dark stays on its side and I stay on mine. Neither of us fish in the middle until I swish through the lake to find it, the paradiddle of the silence. I seek it out to talk, then we each hide again. Once light's chaos brings it once again to an end. I was never scared of the dark when I was little, but then again, I don't remember much. I can't rule out that I tuned out the dark's all-encompassing touch. I don't remember when we met or first talked or such. It never says anything back, just keeps to itself and lets you talk to yourself. So am I really talking with the dark or do I talk for it? Like the flame's electric spark, do I burn or light? Both kill the dark. I don't like to fight or flight. I'd be quite all right if conflict left. Just leave me here talking with the dark. Now that he's gone, I'm not sure what she'll do. A life of caring, but now nobody to care to. I've never seen someone so sad and so lost. With a lifetime of love, that is the cost. But you'd think their love would be tainted or that she'd remember the way he treated her for all those years when she wasn't appreciated. You'd think all that love, she feigned it when she sat at her machine and pleaded more, but the love wasn't appreciated. Now a hole filled with darkness rested in her soul. She was never scared of the dark either, but they never really talk. I ask it what to do as I'm outside crying, but the dark doesn't help, and now I'm trying to push it away. But I can't help but watch and gawk as it does nothing and stays silent. I feel so guilty to be sitting here and coming back to it all these years, talking with the enemy, talking with the dark.
My name is Keely Tui, and I will be reading my poem, Lorelei. You always find a way to ruin my makeup. Not with hands, but with timing. When I've painted my face in full armor, dark black and bright pink inevitably stream down my chin. It seeps into my pores and settles deeper. One day I was out with my husband on the water. A shade of shy indigo was the ocean. Calm enough to hope you wouldn't come. I prayed you wouldn't call for him. I named my husband Happiness, or sometimes Pride. But you are the ache without a label. Maybe fear, maybe not enough. But I'll call you Lorelei. My heart sank the moment I saw you and your golden hair like liquid sun, coiled perfection flowing down to your ankles. Fair skin gifted by moonlight, eyes shimmering like emeralds with a hint of green and greed. My eyes are also green, but in comparison, they might as well be algae. Your smile gleams like pearls, and mine sticks out like a stallion's. You are almost a siren, but your larynx is lightning-shaped. Your song does not beckon, it strikes, splitting my ears with opera. But to him, it's a masterpiece. An aria wrapped in admiration. He leapt from the boat straight into your arms. What else could I expect? I tried to hold grace in my posture, to sit like a lady in mourning, but I shattered, I sobbed, because I will never be you. No matter how I twist or stretch or burn, you were always his. He looked into my eyes just to see your reflection, but your love is a counterfeit. A heart etched in cheap pencil on a bathroom stall door by a middle school girl who thought forever was a week. And yet, it still hurts. So come, I invite you. No, I implore you. Take those dagger-like nails and peel my flesh from my frame. Wear it like a silk dress. Let the makeup stain your pores, your muscle, your marrow. Would you do it all over again if you feel you had to? Thank you.
My name is Sam Crowley, and my poem is titled The Ocean. I love the ocean. I love the unknown of it all. I love the amount of unpredictability that comes from just taking a swim. I love the creatures that lay within. I love the sound of the waves crashing. I've always loved the ocean. Growing up on Cape Cod is probably the reason. Going down every day during the sunny days and meeting tourists who wouldn't stick around for the cold days. Everything comes with a little sliver of uncertainty. The ocean is a whole world of gems undiscovered. Over 80% of our ocean is unexplored. Wait, that's a lot of unknown. But the unknown makes us stronger, gets our heart racing and our face flushing. We can go for a swim and never know what we might encounter. You might see some pretty shells, you might meet some new friends, you might make a beautiful sandcastle, or you might witness that sandcastle get crushed. You might get a really nasty sunburn, you might get pinched by a crab, you might step on something sharp in the sand, you might get stung by a jellyfish, you might get attacked by a shark, you might drown, you might die. I fear that this unknown is something that I can't flee. If I can never be certain of what's surrounding me, I won't accomplish anything and break free. Is that my reality? I hate the ocean. I hate the unknown of it all. I hate the amount of unpredictability that comes from taking a swim. I hate the creatures that lay within. I hate the sound of the waves crashing. I don't think I ever truly loved the ocean. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Galera, and my poem is Echoes of a Silent Heart. I sat there by the ocean, admiring the beauty of the deepest night, thinking about what would I do to make you feel all right. Maybe it could just be the matter of time. Maybe it could just be me wondering why. Or maybe anything I could or should would never be right. When the sky forgot to shine, remember that I said I'll be there. When everything is going dark, I promise you that I'll be there. Why promising you must be something so far to reach, like the moon glowing but always out of reach? Why loving you must be something far enough to reach? And since then, I had carried the weight of love that was never mine to hold. Nobody ever taught the pain once you gain this love that was never meant to be yours. Isn't it the same as living in a society where you have to prove to live and to live just to prove? A society where everything's flipped, truth, goodness can keep the beat. It's always the opposite of something right to something wrong. My heart is far beyond for something holding my dream to be someone I could never be. Love failed me. Even the shackles of death hold me. Loving somebody who could never love you back is like screaming into an empty night, waiting for an echo that never comes. Then I woke up today and didn't even feel like the feeling of breathing because love failed me. God made some unfortunate to feel the pain and some deficient to see the pain. Maybe, just maybe, I was made to be the living proof of pain. I may be the echoes of a silent heart, but someday, somebody gonna hear me.
My name is Delilah DeYoung, and my poem is titled Zoochosis. I didn't want to write another poem about how the world is imploding, how history repeats itself year after year, struggle after struggle, but it's the only thing I can seem to write about. How the world is on fire and I can't seem to do anything but sit back and watch as it burns. How every time before a storm has come to put out the flames, yet this time there doesn't seem to be any torrential floods to shake the earth and calm the fire. How the pendulum swings back and forth throughout time, waxing and waning, terror and peace, shame and glory, oppression and freedom, dictator and democrat. The list goes on. A million different ways to say the same thing, that the pendulum is burning and we need to put out the flame. Make it swing. Be the domino push that sends the entire line falling down. Be the card pulled out from the bottom of the tower that sends the whole foundation crumbling. Be the change. But lately, I haven't been able to figure it out. Haven't been able to crack the code to revolution, to resistance. Haven't remembered how to get up, push it down, pull the card, be the change, make a difference the way that others have before. I've been feeling like a zoo animal, trapped in a cage, mindlessly pacing back and forth as my brain melts. There's a term for that, zoochosis, where if an animal is not given a stimulating, rich environment, they go crazy. It doesn't feel right to compare myself to an animal, though. Almost unfair, honestly. We can escape our enclosures. We can create a new environment. I know that we are smarter than them. But are we really? See, they can recognize that they're trapped with nowhere to go, no place to call safe, no place to call home, nowhere to escape the terror that is their captors, their leaders, their president. So why can't we? Why do we let ourselves sit in the fire, let the flames lick up our bodies until we're engulfed? Why do we not send the floods, the storms? Maybe then the pendulum will swing and the enclosure will enrichen. History will repeat itself once more, and I will not have to write another poem about how the world is imploding. Thank you.
My name is Marnie Sonnabend, and today I will be reading Morning Birds. As the sun rises, he hopes, he sings. Even as the sky darkens, even as the fowlers watch, he hopes, he sings. His calls echo in the air, even as the sky blackens, even as the fowlers approach. He hopes, he sings. Even as the police lie in wait, he hopes, he dreams, he sings. He draws close to the wall, hoping to finally grow wings. It's a shame, a right shame, that he was a woman and the police were right behind him. God bless America.
Hello, I'm David, and I'm going to be reading The Bathroom with a Gray Hue. As I stood there looking at the mirror, procrastinating, glaring, gazing off at my own reflection, my tears welling up in my eyelids, just for them to slide off my soft cheek, just to splatter in the porcelain sink, I wondered, was it my fault after all this time, on that blissful day, where I thought everything was okay, when in all actuality it wasn't? Was it something I did? Was I too sudden? Was it something I said? Was I too much? I looked up at myself. I was red like the autumn leaves that fell many months ago. I stood there, looking at the mirror, and thought, what am I doing here, standing here, doing all of this, crying in a bathroom out of all places? I wiped up my tears and walked out the bathroom filled with sorrow and tears. And just like that, I walked away. The bathroom still kept its hue, and my feelings I had earlier were gone. I felt good, but the bathroom hue was still there, bottled up. All right.
My name is Via, and this is An American Dream. The American dream is known to be unrealistic, unattainable. Does that mean every dream is such? Will I never learn what satisfaction is? Will I ever get to put down the pen? I write and write until my fingers bleed. I scream louder and louder. No one can hear my words. I try to get them to listen, to hear my passionate plea. I want to be a writer. Please. Please just listen, just this once. I promise not to disappoint. It won't be a waste of time, I swear. I promise I'll make you proud. Pen after pen, the ink runs dry. My tears never stop. I crave this. I need this. Please just listen for once.
Hi, my name is Gabriela, and I'm gonna be reading Why Should I Be Scared? Why do we have to be scared? Why do we go to school to study and end up training to survive? We shouldn't be scared about suddenly having a bullet go through your body, skin, bones, and organs. I'm scared. What if they find me? School's supposed to be safe. Why do I have to think about my safety? I can't breathe well. My phone, where is it? Mom, if anything happens, I love you. Is this something you want to say to your mom through texts? While you bleed out on the floor or watch your friends fall their backs on the floor like they became rocks? Boom. No, it shouldn't be like this. I want to go home, tell my mom I love her, and hug her. Face to face, our bodies touching, skin to skin. I don't want her to hug a hard wood coffin. I don't want to be scared.
Hello, my name is Clara Nunes, and I will be performing a poem called Karma. I believe that karma always works. Sometimes it can be direct, sometimes it can take years, but it works in wondrous ways. I know because in the future, long after you graduate, after you attend college, after you get married and have kids, you will have a daughter. She will have interest and desire as soon as she's born till the day that she dies. Nothing you can manipulate, never something malleable. She'll love the field, the stage, the classroom, absolutely anything that her heart yearns for. And one day, she will come bursting through the front door, tears forming in her eyes, clinging to her eyelashes like glass about to shatter, palms sweating and shaking uncontrollably, not knowing where they belong anymore, a heaviness to her chest like bricks on top of a wilting flower that's become visible in the way that she's barely holding up her own body. Before you're able to mutter any words out of your lips, she's collapsing, collecting against your arms and shirt in a sob, snot and tears drenching you. And one day she will explain why. One day, she will explain how she spent her days in the bathroom for lunch, how it was a small stall that she'd crumple into after recess. One day, she'll explain how much she hated recess, how everyone called her names and no one would sit with her. And one day, she will explain how much she hates herself, how bad it is. She'll describe how she has no friends, how she struggles. And one day, while expressing every vile phrase that comes out of their young lips, every absolutely despicable thing they've recited to her, you'll shudder with a sense of familiarity, remembering how you threw around those words once before, how you treated me once before. You'll try and comfort her, put the pieces of her heart back together that were slowly cracked, cutting through your palms deep. And one day, you'll realize the damage that you did to others, what you did to other people at her age. You'll remember how you were there, how you were at the other side of things. And one day, as clear as day, you'll understand the pain, the sharpness, the burning, the reason why bubbling up in your throat. You'll realize the karma that finally caught up to you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm back. My teacher wanted me to do two. I'm Via, and this is an aware apology. I'm sorry that you're suffering, that you're misunderstood, that you aren't shown the love that you should. I'm sorry for not noticing, for not hearing you, for not seeing your struggle.
I'm sorry for listening only to turn around and tell someone else. I'm sorry for not being very helpful, for my selfishness, for making this about myself. I'm sorry for letting it get this far, for watching you get worse, for not reaching out. But I'm not sorry for getting you help, for slipping your secrets out, for telling someone who can aid you. I'm not sorry for caring, for loving, for being there. I won't apologize for that.
Hi, my name is Julia DePasqua, and I'm going to be performing a poem called Divorce. I've lived in this home for 5 years now, my parents falling in and out of jobs. So much change these walls have seen, but no change like this could ever be foreseen. I was 15, sitting with my brother on the couch, tears streaming down our faces, while our parents separated for the rest of our years. My mom sobbing in her bed while my dad's the one being fed, in search of happiness for oneself in a way that can ruin everyone in this house. People always say having 2 Christmases isn't so bad, so why do I still feel so sad? What made this house a home is no more, which left us shaken to our core. Dad packed his bags and left sooner than planned, leaving us undermanned. My words left unspoken while I use this poem as my token. 2 houses, 2 homes, 2 places I go, moving here, moving there, from Monday to Friday, I'm everywhere. I want to live that easier life with a happy dad and his loving wife, but it's not real, just a dream. I cannot cry or even scream. I feel numb and unseen. Life is difficult to be a teen in a household that isn't clean.
Hi, my name is Daphne, and I'm gonna read What About Freedom for Immigrants? What about freedom for immigrants? Do I need to be scared? Will I have a time to be afraid? What about freedom for immigrants? Our liberty in America doesn't make a sense in your head, because when we try to talk, you close our faults. What about freedom for immigrants? I know, I'm not an American, but you cannot silence me, because what a Latino can do in America can't fulfill it. What about freedom for immigrants? I'm locked out in a chain, feeling this whole pain, with dreams in a dark, praying for God. What about freedom for immigrants?
I would like to give a trigger warning. This poem is about my best friend who committed suicide. I didn't get to say last words, so my poem is about him. I wish I would have picked up the phone. I wish I would have been there when you needed me most. I wish I would have texted you back and cherished all the time we had. I wish I would have paid more attention, and I wish I would have asked more questions. I wish I would have been there for you, like you were there for me. I can't go back in time, and that's what really makes me lose my mind. I really wish I could, but I can't. All these feelings that I'm feeling, I just can't put them into words. Honestly, my heart feels like it's shattered. I'm trying to keep my composure, but, there's a dagger in my heart. I can't believe that this is real. It feels like it's only been a week since you passed, and I'm feeling weak now. You were my best friend, my ride or die to the end. And now it's the end, and my brain just can't comprehend that you're gone. This pain just keeps on hurting. I'm screaming out to God because I know you ain't deserve this. I'm carrying this guilt on my shoulders. It's a burden. I know you tell me just to keep moving on, but it's very hard when you're not here. I'm in an ocean full of sadness, filled with all my tears. I'm in the depths of my mind, and I just can't see clear. And now, all I really want is to make you reappear, reappear. You were my best friend, my ride or die or till the end. I can't believe the end is here. I'm drowning and I can't see clear. This was supposed to last longer than it did. I can't believe you'll never meet my kids. I can't believe that's really all over. And I'll never be able to hear your voice as I grow older. This is also crazy. We were just on the phone. You hit me up about my birthday and, said you couldn't go. They said a day earlier, you stopped breathing. It wasn't that hard because it wasn't that hard to believe it. My heart sank because I remember when I was with you for the first time, you started to cry. And as I look back at it now, I should have acknowledged that it was the first time that your time was running out. And if I would go back in time, but I can't. That's the reason why I lose my mind. I should have been there when you needed me most. I should have showed you love, but you showed it more. I can't believe that you're gone forever. You were my best friend, my ride or die till the end. I'm in an ocean full of sadness, full of my tears. I'm drowning, and I can't see clear.
Hello, my name's Lily Bunker. My poem is called Growth. 3 years in a row, the same time every year, you've seen my face on this stage. My freshman year, I stood in this exact spot, articulating how school made me feel stressed. Every day cracking under the pressure of the weight on my chest. But here I am, 2 years later, feeling so incredibly blessed. My sophomore year, I explained my love for music, finding my voice, and how after years of trying sports, choir was the best choice. Last time you listened, while the nervous sweat on my face glistened, this time you're still listening, and my face, it's still glistening. 730 days have gone by. I'm still nervous standing up here. So I ask myself why. It once was the fear of being judged because the words I had written down were smudged. But the nerves aren't the same as before. Last time I spoke, the audience began to bore. Now as I speak, I know it's not for your entertainment, and I feel every word to my core. Today I feel empowered. It's not the same. I'm no longer a coward, and I don't feel shame. Not nervous to be heard or about mispronouncing a word. I'm happy to say I'm not the same girl you've seen standing up here before. I've grown, and I can't wait to grow so much more. For growth is vital. After all, that's why I made it my title. Thank you.
My name's Gigi. My name's Bia. And our poem is called Summer with the College Friend.
As the days passed, I realized.
You go.
I realized everything was about to end.
Late night drives.
All the windows down.
Music blasting, we sang at the top of our lungs.
Not caring who could hear us.
Never knowing where the night would take us.
In our heads, it was endless.
Like it would never end.
Labor Day weekend, our last weekend together.
I walk up to my friend's porch, realizing our day-to-day hangouts are no longer day-to-day.
With school coming up, the emptiness settled in.
We sat in the sun
one last time,
soaking up the last minutes of summer and the last minutes of each other.
The school bell echoed in my mind, and the carefree days slipped away.
Thank you.
The Color of Becoming by Alana Becerra. Yellow, the color of hope, the color of childhood expression, all to feel a sigh in the session. The vibrant color now dull, wonder what's now under the mind. Aligned with the kind Sun, the flower, time benign, fly to cry to the yellow bee, to the weather yellow illuminated field. Why yellow, fellow bellow? Blissful mind, now will I. Time will catch the sky at flight, now being denied. As the time blue light comes out, as a sapphire of adult light. My soul that's yellow, forced to be blue.
Thank you. Thank you. My name's Isabella, and the name of my poem is This House is a Mess. This house is a mess. I sweep the fur and dust. The big, long black ones come from our strong German Shepherd. It was a souvenir from Florida. The little black and white ones come from our treasured cat. She was a late 16th birthday present. The last dog, well, she doesn't shed, but you can really smell her. I make sure to go under our new couch, the fur sprawled throughout. I pass by the wall where the paint chips and flakes off. News to me that you can't take a dish sponge and bleach to a wall. The walls were repainted after we bought it. The white walls had turned yellow from cigarette smoke. The floors are scratched up from all the chairs, and the subfloor is soaked. The floor was the first job my father tackled in this house 13 years ago. He can't quite grapple with the state of them now. I wiped down the breakfast bar my dad built by hand, then into the white counters my mom used to like, but now she'd rather have them gone. I scrub all the good and filling meals that accidentally spilled on the stove. I make sure to deep clean the bathroom we fight for so much time over. It was changed once, and then never changed again. The things that are my sister's and my mom's get put in their bedrooms, all the papers, toys, and shoes. Nothing other than mail is my dad's. It's been almost 5 years since he moved out. A house he rebuilt, he left for his kids. He'll be spending most of his days in Brazil now. The hot sun blazing on his kind of bald head. My stuff is all in my room. It's cluttered, but clean and organized, just the way I like it. I won't be embarrassed by what I enjoy. It makes me smile. So my favorite artists and characters are displayed front and center. All the stuffed animals I collected over the years have their place, all sweet and tender. The one window in the middle of my room facing out towards the street doesn't let in a lot of natural light. But my door is almost always open. The glass sliding door always lets the lights inside it. The room was pink, then gray, then pink once again. A room full of memories, pictures of my friends, their drawings, and stuff we have matching. A house comfortable and warm, one people like being in. The house of my childhood, but a house that stays a mess. And as a mom, 3 daughters, 2 dogs, and a cat. A dad that pops in, friends and family that come over. A house of mess and joy.
All right. This is my poem called The Piano. It haunts me. 52 stark white teeth with the bodies of its victims in between. It seems to call to me. A grotesque 5-foot-long smile. But I know it's not as it seems. It will not be worth my while. My fingers freeze, play all the wrong keys. Middle C sticks. What could be worse than this? His smile bends into a frown. White and black swirls round and round. I tried to stand up and escape, but I seem to be glued to my seat. When will the nightmare end? When I am finally dead? I hear the tone of the bell. At last, I am out of this hell.
Hi, my name is Barbara. Can you hear me? Okay. So my poem is called In the Shade of Paradise. Mon amour, if this world were mine, I'd give you the sky. If the days were mine, I'd give you the sun. If the nights were mine, I'd give you this moon with all the stars inside the lights. If the sea were mine, I'd give to the wave. If the flowers were mine, I'd weave you a garden. If eternity were mine, I'd grant you forever. If a century were mine, I'd place time in your hand. While I give you all, my heart still aches for him. Even if the mountains crumble into the dark sea, I will never forget him. My heart dares whisper to my mind in a dark autumn night. In the shade of paradise, where daffodils bloom, I hold the blue sky, patient, awaiting his return. I have nothing to offer him but a heart in pieces. Yet, he was never mine to lose.
My name's Harry McElhatton. Him and I, same keys but different notes. Silence hums like an overture, low and steady, like he's waiting for a scene that never comes. I speak in sparks, too bright or too loud, like I'm trying to be heard through thick red curtains that only ever move when no one's watching. He disappears, not dramatically, just quietly, like smoke slipping under a locked door. And I chase it, thinking maybe if I moved just right or stood just still enough, turned to look and see it too. We interact in a way that makes sense to no one but myself, it seems. Like how opposite stars can still orbit the same feeling. How one voice can sing from the rafters while the other haunts the lighting above. How two pieces of a puzzle are exactly opposite and how despite that they fit together. There's something strange about sharing a name with someone you're nothing like you were carved from the same tree or forged from the same feeling, but mine was said aloud rather than hid. But still, I know better. It's the quiet part of the song, the one that never quite makes it to the final score, and I'm just noise after the music stops.
My name is Harry Baroni, and this is Secrets of the Sky. No land below, no mountains capped with snow, or the black of a forest's canopy. Just the moonlit night, its dark nature with dim glows of wonder, the wispy sheet of pale gray, and I, enveloped with masses of plastic and steel, to separate me from the chastised delight of the world's sky. The same stars shining to guide the astrologers of ancient Egypt, shining for the promise of the arrival, shining for voyagers of the doomed ship, and still shining for the explorers of Earth's distant lands. The dim-lit night, the stars of wonder, the wispy sheet of pale gray below, all within my reach, all of life's mysteries revealed, from just knowing the power of what the night sky holds. And there at that moment it felt as if knowing the truth would bring more pain than delight.
Hi, Miley, and others also exist. As kids, we were told people can hurt. Sometimes we are these, hurt people with our speech. So try to think, others also exist. Others also feel.
Hi. Oh, okay. Wait, let me breathe. Isn't it strange how my body is folding in itself like a dying star, how my ribs become a cage with no bird left to sing, how my heart beats itself bloody against its own walls, and all I can still think about is you. My body is devouring itself in the quiet, my cells are burning like a house no one comes to save. I cough off the taste of endings, and yet I am watching you. Have you been eating enough? Are you sleeping? Does your chest ache in the places I cannot reach? I will go out like an unwitnessed ember, but tell me, will you be warm?
Hi, I'm Simone Bruton, and my poem is called Summer Girl. I used to think growing up meant having it all figured out, but I've learned it's really about loving and cherishing the little things. I'm getting ready for prom with my two best friends, tanning for hours at Long Beach, enjoying long, eventful days on Summer Girl, the boat that we have enjoyed most of our summers on. I want to hold this, the quiet, the sun, the moments that don't feel like much until I look back. Sometimes I think about living in New York, where I'll own my own luxury fashion company and live in a beautiful penthouse overlooking the loud yet comforting city. For now, joy is here on Cape Cod, in the breeze, in the summer country concerts, in the hydrangeas blooming in Nantucket. Everyone finds happiness in their own way. Mine just happens to look a lot like summer. Thank you.
My name's Nikki Murphy, and the name of my poem is Fleeting Time. Summer rushes by, the sun blazes too hot, its light blinding our eyes, and the days slip away like sand. Grain by grain, the waves crash, but we barely hear them. Too busy chasing the next thing, the next weekend, the next trip, the next moment. Then fall comes. Crisp air fills our lungs, the trees wear fire on their leaves, golden red like a flame, burning brightly before it dies. The breeze carries them away, crunching beneath our feet as we look ahead, never fully here, never fully present. Winter waits just beyond the corner. The frost coats the windows and we find ourselves lost in the quiet, but still we're waiting for spring, waiting for the next moment. Every year moves faster like a river pulling us along, each season a blur of color, of blooms that fade before we grasp them. We're always looking for the next thing, always hoping time will slow. But what if we stop just once to sit in the sun while it's still warm, to breathe in the crisp air and to watch the leaves fall and to let the world be what it is? The seasons move and they don't wait, but we can be here in this moment before it slips away.
My name is Kathleen. My name is Josephine. And our poem is called Orange Fiends. Mandarin,
Clementine,
tangerine,
orange,
big,
small,
juicy,
round.
You stop the peel.
Our voices you steal.
With our orange meal.
You try to conceal.
Up the stairs.
And down they line.
A seed
could grow inside. Their crushed bodies
wave goodbye.
Our juices splish. Splash on the cameras.
We are caught.
Told what we can do. Not! What's the deal with the oranges? Case asks. Well, the oranges are just our masks. For I am Fiend.
And I am Lean.
That's all we are, two orange fiends. When we walk by Koonsman, he says, I queens.
You know what's crazy?
What?
We finish each other.
Oranges.
That's what I was gonna say.
Though our orange dreams
may seem to be only orange memes,
your words cannot contain
our words like airplanes.
You act like Accutane,
erasing every bit of our pain.
But you call us out in vain.
You cannot restrain
us from our orange fame, for we are orange fiends.
And whether or not
you know what our words mean,
all we want is to have
our oranges be seen.
There's no need to get mean,
for your peels will never outream
our orange dreams.
My name is Matthew Brancaccio, and I will be reading Chapless Cowboy. I loved you, I loathed you, soothed you, I hated you. You, an indescribable character that takes many forms, yet when I realize who you are, it's too late. I've met you in many lifetimes, but not yet in this one. I open my book, draw pictures of my dreams, you and me, sitting, not talking, silence. Silence was the loudest thing I ever heard that day. Well, at least in my many lifetimes. I hope something outshines you, the silence be abrupted by something quieter, not allowing you to speak. Only my eyes now open, seeing you for the first time, even though it's the 17th. Thank you.